Well, good morning everybody from the windy, very windy north. This is Maddie, and it is a pleasure to be with you all this morning. And it is especially a pleasure because this morning we're in the village that I grew up in, which is very special. This is the village of Norton in the northeast of England. And this is where I spent much of all of my childhood, but this specific area is the village green. And I was quite worried this morning because last night we had very strong winds and a lot of rain, but as you can see at the minute, it is windy, but it is not raining. And I think we have this guy attempting to escape, which is good. It's so good to have so many of you online this morning for this time together. Sue Elsie, who knows this part of the world very well, fellow northerner. I wonder if you can hear the wind rustling through the trees and the sun just peeping through on the horizon. For those just joining, we are in the northeast of England this morning. I took this week off for holiday and I've been spending time with my family, and I thought it would be nice for you all to see the place I talk about so much. Let's start to walk, shall we? Now, for those who are interested in history and the age of things, Norton is actually a Saxon village, so it is very, very old. Much like these trees. I wonder how long they've been here, watching over life on this village green. And as we walk this morning, I want you all to think about the power of story and stories. So I think there's something about coming to the place where you grew up that helps you remember a lot of your own stories. Each of us carry stories within us. Again, like these trees, what stories could they tell? Alice informs us that one back there looks quite young because the trunk is quite slender. I'm like wondering if this one is perhaps a bit older. Actually over there, if you can all see that white building, that is a friend's meeting house. So we are accompanied by Quakers on one side, and then further up that way is the parish, St. Mary's. So surrounded on all sides by fellow companions on the road. For those who were able to join when I walked around Wimbledon Common, I said that I like to get to know a place by walking it, and it's often on those walks I've found refuge and solace when I've needed it, and walking around this village has given me that over the years. Yes, good morning to everyone still joining. It is a joy to be with you this morning. As others have said, we are in the village of Norton in the northeast of England. And this is where I, Maddie, pastoral assistant at St. Martin's, this is where I grew up. So I've spent many, many hours strolling around this village and calling it home. The nearest town is Stockton-on-Tees for those interested, or Middlesbrough for the football fans among us. But what's nice is, despite the wind, it is quite calm and peaceful. I wonder if you can hear the squawk of the seagulls in the background. Now as we walk up this road, I'm hoping to take you to the churchyard. As I said, this is the parish church, St. Mary's, which is not the church I grew up going to, but has been a faithful presence in my life and in my family's life. And the reason I want to take you here is, it might sound a bit morbid, but it has a beautiful churchyard with many headstones. And one of the headstones is this part of the world's claim to fame, which is the invention of the friction match. If anyone can name who that inventor was, I'll buy you a tea or coffee the next time I see you. But just following this thread of stories and the importance that they play in our lives. See the pigeons escaping the gusts of wind. Beautiful trees. Not Edward Swan Joanne. Anyone else want to guess? Inventor of the friction match. Keep the guesses coming as we enter into the churchyard. Not Bryant. Small view of the village. And Daniela Downs. Next time I see you, Daniela, tea or coffee on me. It is John Walker. And here, this building is part of a very old school called Red House, which is a private school. Lovely grounds. And again, beautiful blue sky here to accompany us. John Walker indeed, catcher. Well done. And now that you have all guessed correctly, we shall pilgrimage to his resting place. Here we are. Beautiful churchyard. Yeah, Angelina, I hope you're right. I hope you're all being honest and did not Google. Aside from Rachel, you're forgiven. Beautiful churchyard. Trees. Katja, you're too honest for us. Thank you for your honesty. So, full transparency, I didn't actually know where the tombstone was myself. I did a recce of this walk with my mum, and we actually had to Google to find the grave, so I hope you can all forgive me. We are in the northeast of England, in my home village of Norton in Stockton-on-Tees. And here is John Walker's tombstone. There we go, and for the fact checkers amongst us, hopefully you can potentially read at the bottom, original inventor of matches. So not only did we give the world trains, we gave the world friction matches. There's the beautiful clock face. I think we ought to find a seat for a little bit, lest I give everyone motion sickness. But yes, this is a very, very peaceful churchyard. It's a wonderful place to just sit and be still and to pray. So I thought I would share it all with you. Debbie, yes, it is St. Mary's in Norton. Good eye. It's beautiful, isn't it? Look at that. I think this bench is inviting me to sit down. Some beautiful flowers here for us. Holding on before winter comes. Hello. So you do know you're in the north when everyone greets each other. It's actually really nice. So if you see me saying a occasional hello, I'm just greeting those around me. Oh, Debbie, that's lovely. Well, glad to have a revisit for you this morning. So as I mentioned earlier this morning, I wanted us to think about stories and the power of stories. And I wonder, what are the stories that have inspired each of you? Who are the people that have inspired you? Yeah, so somebody has commented on the stone, and this kind of stone is actually famous in this area. I think it's some type of sandstone. but many of the buildings in this part of the world are built with this beautiful yellow stone. But yes, I agree, many of these trees would have a story or two to tell. And I think there is something powerful about being in a churchyard like this and seeing evidence of other people's lives and stories. Just humble people, rising, working, living. And it reminds me of the gift of life and my own story. There's a good question about the church date. I am not sure, but I give you guys permission to Google when this church was built, okay? You're allowed this time. And this is sandstone, some kind of sandstone. I know it's native to the area, so to speak, but it is beautiful. I wish I could zoom out so you could all get the fullness of the church, but it is very beautiful. Actually just going to venture a bit further in. So there is a tree that I love here, and I would love to share that with each of you. Hopefully it's still here. Oh, actually, I think it might be that one through there. It's one of those trees that canopies across the sky. I find so beautiful. Yes, we shall be going to the duck pond. Fear not, everyone. I'll save the best for last. His beautiful tree. Brian, I didn't realize it was that old, but I said at the start of this call that Norton is a Saxon village, so who's to say how old it is? It's beautiful. Framed by the trees. And actually, when my mum and I walked here the other day, we were also commenting how large the churchyard is. It goes quite far back. But yes, and I'm quite amazed that the church is that old. That's just over 1,000 years old, that part of this church has been a beacon on the edge of this village. Now, I know you're all dying to hear and see the infamous duck pond, so I shall oblige and take you all there. Some beautiful holly here. Well, it feels too soon to even be entertaining Christmas, so forgive me. Actually, there's a good representation of the yellow hue of the stone. I feel very, very blessed to be from such a beautiful part of the world. I never take it for granted and can miss it terribly when I'm in London sometimes. Beautiful little tree there. Back out we go. Oh, it's the only cruciform Anglo-Saxon church in northern England. Wow. That's amazing. Thank you for sharing that with us, Christian. One last look at the church. Sandstone. Yep, beautiful, beautiful stone. I think it might even be Yorkshire sandstone. Yes, I have been collecting many conkers this year. Just another beautiful panoramic view of the village green as the world slowly wakes up. Now, the keen-eyed ones can see the beautiful duck pond just in the background there, which is where we shall head. We shall go see a duck in Jolly's honour. I was also reading a news article that was saying, because we had in many parts of England such hot weather in the summer, it means that the sugar in the leaves of trees is higher, so it means that when they begin to break down for autumn, we should get even more vibrant colours than usual. So as we gently stroll into autumn, it's meant to be a particularly beautiful change this year, which I'm very much looking forward to. Here is the duck pond, which was recently renovated, which we now have a water feature. Hello to our pigeon friends. This feels like a good place to sit down again. Hear the ducks quacking away. Lovely ducks. Yeah, we used to come here frequently as children. And feed the ducks and enjoy creation together. Chattering away. You start to see autumn is slowly making its way here, with the leaves starting to turn. A bit of beautiful colour against a duller sky. lovely view to meditate on this morning with you all. And a reminder of the importance of looking after our world, living in harmony with all that God has provided. My school wasn't in this part of the village. It was kind of the opposite direction, but still a very local school, village. 'Cause this part of the village is very beautiful, but Norton is quite mixed in terms of demographic. So it's very working class in some places, which I loved. Let's have a final perch on a bench before we part ways this morning. It is a big village, and I was tempted to take you all down the high street, but I didn't want to scare my fellow locals, so we can stay on the outskirts. Just as the world slowly wakes up. And I'm very glad it didn't rain, because it was due to rain right at 8 o'clock, so thank you, Jesus. And before we part ways this morning, I encourage each of you to think about what are the stories that are shaping your imagination? What are the stories giving you hope? And where are God and Jesus to be found in the pages of your life? Incidentally, Sue, I was on Norton High Street last night meeting an old friend, so I should have said hello from you. Yeah, many of these houses are very, very old. It's just quite comforting to think that this green has been surrounded by generations and generations. But I hope you all have a blessed rest of your day, a blessed weekend, and I hope you'll treasure the stories you find within yourself and within the world, and that you can find hope, and that God would give you eyes to see it. Go well, be blessed, and remember to find God in the face of each person you meet. Amen.